Hello gamers and welcome back. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name. We're going to be doing a Rob reviews of the Frozen Throne cards, episode 4. So like all the other episodes, we'll be taking a look at what we had said about the Frozen Throne cards before they had come out, before we played with them. We're going to be going over probably the more prominent cards, so if we happen to like review a card that's not so popular and it doesn't really make a significant difference in the meta, we'll just skip it. We want to hear what my insight was on cards that were actually pretty decent. So I believe the first card we actually talk about is the Benedictus. Not that this card has seen a lot of play, but it is the Priest Legendary, so I think we should touch on it a little bit. We haven't actually played with any of these cards, so we'll see what I have to say. We have no idea what the meta is going to look like once the new cards hit. So the first card we're going to look at is the new Priest Legendary, Archbishop. He's a 7-mana 4/6 battle cry shuffle. This effect is, by the way, crazy, guys. Shuffle a copy of your opponent's deck into your deck. So this is when you cast it. It's not his deck at the beginning of the game with 30 cards. However many cards are in his deck when you use this, that's how many cards you're going to take. And there's a lot of people saying that this is really good, this is really bad, this is bonkers. Free-to-play players have a comeback mechanic now because they can just steal your opponent's deck. Let's look at the stat-wise. Even though that's not really why you play this minion, the stats are severely lacking. But again, you're using this for its
hopefully
ability.
I say meme decks, right?
You're never gonna fatigue when you use this card as long as your opponent's deck has, you know, I want to say even 6, 7 or more cards. I mean, extending the game onto that long is so critical. And on top of your opponent, I highly doubt is going to shuffle 5 to 7 more cards in their deck. You know, depending on how much of you draw, you could Power Ward, Shield, Northshire Cleric, and Circle of Healing, and just go in like that. Besides that, this extends your kind of fatigue timer very much so for the Priest. Warrior got a very, I wouldn't say a similar card, but it allows.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fatigue. And as we know, Jade Druid
talk about the card.
Infinite fatigue. They never actually have to worry about.
How did I wrap up this card?
So,
holy shit! I talked about this card for like 4 minutes.
Whenever you draw it, the Priest is already. It's turn 7 by the time you play this card. By then, you know, most of the time the Druid already has 5 5s, 4 4s, and by the time you actually get the Jade thing started, you're just, it's so behind. So I think this is good in regards to other control decks, maybe. But overall, I don't think it's necessarily the card that's going to compete with Jade Druid, which is, I think, where a lot of players were putting their faith, and I don't think that was the purpose of this card. The next card is we're going to go over is the Embrace Darkness. It's a 6-mana.
You didn't say anything about the card at all.
An enemy minion
Ooh,
at the
Crypt
start.
Lord.
Played, probably not. Is it as bad as people make it seem? Not really. I don't think so.
Maybe.
Moving on to the next card is Crypt Lord. I like this card a lot. It's the 3
You like
mana
this card,
1/6 taunt.
Wow.
After you summon a minion, gain +1 HP. So it's already a 1/6 for 3 mana, which I think is pretty good. I mean, for normally Druids have a very, very slow start, and their slow start is made up for with the ability to ramp, and that means they basically gain mana. They accelerate their mana gaining potential. You know, and they Wild Growth, which gives them a mana. They Jade Blossom, which gives them a mana, and that's kind of their early game. Maybe a Wrath.
So you're trying to say this is going into ramp decks, Rob?
You notice Druid has no minions in the early game. Nothing. They have Jade Idol, which sometimes they use, sometimes they don't. So Crypt Lord kind of gives them a way to fight back on the board early on. The ability to have 6 HP is huge. Plus, every time you summon a minion again, it's going to increase it by 1. This minion is not for beatdown. This minion is not to stabilize the board. This minion is solely to protect my face from from Pirate Warriors and
I don't know about all that, Rob.
Shamans and all that stuff. That one attack doesn't really seem like a lot, and it's
so as we know, this card is used in Aggro Druid. So my mindset here was, at the time of making this video, Pirate Warrior was a really big problem. So I was looking at this card in respects to like protecting like against Pirate Warrior, and the fact that they had South Sea Deckhand patches and stuff of that nature. So having like 1 attack was actually pretty good, and 6 HP was huge. It would also live through like Arcane, whatever, the Arcanite Reaper. But I didn't look at it in the form of like Aggro Druid to protect all the other minions. So I think that's where like my,
it's not a lot,
I was being very narrow-minded.
I mean, they can't make it a 0/6 because it's bad, and if they make it a 2/6, it's too powerful. They wanted a static card where it has really high HP, it's difficult to get through, and just enough attack to be annoying. That's 1 attack. So I like the card a lot.
Just enough attack to be annoying. Rob, this is the only attack that's you can't have 0 attack. I mean, you can if you're a totem, but fuck, just enough attack. You act like this has like 2 or 3 or 4 attack. Just enough. This attack, he has a wet paper bag attack. Like 1 attack. What the fuck are you doing with 1, man?
Acted like one was significant.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I like that druids have alternative routes to early game that aren't just face. The next one's going.
All right, so Thrall hero
But
power.
until that happens, I can't give you any information. It looks good. This looks good, but will it fit? Who knows? This next card, guys. This is a Dank Tank 2000 right
Dank
here.
Tank.
This is the new Shaman legendary.
Broke the scale right here. We have a Dank Tank 2000. we have a Dank Tank 2000 coming at you live right here.
Death Knight card. And it says Thrall.
New points on the rating
Battle
scale.
Cry, transform your minions into random ones that cost 2 more. So when you play him, the first effect is basically you get 2 evolves out of him and 5 armor. After that, your hero power goes into 2 mana, and it says basically it's an evolve for a minion every single turn.
Like Swole or some shit?
In the editing process,
Yo.
maybe I'll bring it above my head. Maybe I won't, Rob, remember. But if I don't, I just told you what it is. It's basically an evolve. So that's pretty fucking good, in my opinion. Will it see play? I don't know. Totems are really good right now. Totems are in. Bloodlust is in. Evolve is in too, though. But can you fit in this? Does this fit in an Evolve deck, or does this fit in Control Shaman? Does this fit in the Zoth Shaman? Because if you put this in the Zoth Shaman, you know, you're evolving your Death Rattles, or maybe you can evolve into cards that are Death Rattle, and that's where N'Zoth gets
The
its,
next
you know,
level
its
plays.
buck from. It's hard to
The next level plays to run N'Zoth, have no death rattles, to play Thrall, and have Thrall generate randomly generated death rattles for you. That was what I had recommended. Shut the fuck up, bro.
say. I don't know. I think it'll be played. I mean, it looks good. On paper, this looks really nice, right? But will it see play? I think it will. How much play? I don't know.
How much play? All the play. Play with it all the time.
It's hard to say without actually playing with the cards.
Mm.
The 5 mana 5/5 dragon at the end of
Scale
your turn,
bit.
give another
Rate this good. Rate this good.
minion plus 3 attack.
All right,
to
pleb.
hover.
What do you got?
So the stats are pretty good. You know, 5 mana 5/5. It's a dragon. It's a common. It's a common. At the end of your turn, so you're getting the ability right away. And basically, we value plus 3 attack at Blessings of Might, which is worth 1 mana. So you get 6 mana, or you get 6 mana, 5/5 that gives a random plus minion plus 3 attack. If this sits on the board, bad things are happening. This sits on the board for 2 turns, and you're getting cream of the crop. You're getting steamrolled,
cream of the
moved,
crop.
Mr. Power Wagon. I think it's a good card.
Good.
I don't think it's the best card. I think it's a good card. I think it's going to be really good in Arena. I think it's going to be possibly pretty good in Dragon decks. Right now, Dragons are kind of lacking. If we think of Dragons, we think of Priest. We think of 5-drop. We think of Dragonoid Operative. But do we have any other Dragons for that
Do I
spot?
mention aggro decks?
Not really. Do we have a lot of cheap minions in Priest that don't really have a lot of attack that need to get use? Yes, Northshire Cleric, Nether Spite Historian, you know, Talon
pretty
Priest.
correct
All
on
of
this
these
one.
cards are your early game minions, high HP, not high attack. How do you give them high attack? It's Mr. Scaleban here. he's wheeling and dealing plus 3 attack, and people are lining up to buy it. I'd buy it.
He's wheeling and dealing plus 3 attack. Who's trying to buy it? I'm trying to buy it. I'm straight retarded.
All right. Meat Wagon. Also, guys, we're drinking Jack and Coke. So for those of you like,
Fucking
this is a
A,
little bit
dude.
different of a review. You're
All right, so we have
words. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, you know, that's what happens.
Meat Wagon.
It's
There's
a
really
4
no
mana, 1/4
really other
mech
good card
death
that we
rattle.
talk
Summon a
about.
minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So looks pretty underwhelming, right? You're like, Rob, Meat Wagon, underwhelming name. Picture looks pretty cool. Stats suck ass. It's a mech. Why is it a mech?
We'll finish up with
I
this one
recommend
here.
you watch Jackie Chan's video he did on this. It's phenomenal. It's I wish I could produce that is some good high quality videos right there. So if you want more in-depth information on this particular card, he made a rap and it's sick. It's in my opinion much better.
It actually
than
was really
Brode's.
good.
It's just good stuff. But basically what he said in the video, for those of you who don't want to watch it, you can buff this card. So you put this in some sort of token deck.
How did you finish
or
this up,
Paladin,
Rob?
and you're able.
How'd you
I don't
finish
think
up
the
Meat
card's
Wagon?
very good though, and I don't think like mech it's buffed and then they summon something ridiculous, you know, for free out of the deck. So we'll have to see. Overall, I don't think the card's very good though, and I don't think like mechs right now. Like, why would you?
Good.
like if maybe if mechs come back, this will fit in. So maybe an expansion or two, this card will be good based on like maybe a mech. Like you play a mech and it says if this card
an expansion or two. Yo, this card needs like its own expansion for itself to make this shit good. I know there's some meme decks with Wagon, but like I wouldn't even say nah, it's the card's still shit. Like it's a meme card. Like we should have just said it's a meme card. It's not. Of course it's shit because it's a meme card. All right, and that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, the only other cards we have to talk about is like Necrotic Geist. This really shitty fucking, I mean, it's not even shitty. The Valkyrie's not bad, but it's just not good. So that basically is all like the popular cards in this particular episode. So with that, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next Rob Reviews Rob, which hopefully will be good, and we'll cover some more really popular cards that, I know we still have like a lot of good cards in this particular set that we haven't reviewed. So I'm looking forward to see what we have left in our reviews to review. So with that, I'll catch you in the next episode. I'm Rob, of course, and happy whatever the holiday it is.